Today I'm going to talk about seed sowing. But before we start sowing our seeds, it's what substrate or compost that you're using. Now, I don't use a multi-purpose compost or a standard potting compost because I find that too rich for seedlings. They come through too fast. So what I use is the following. This is my potting compost, which is a peat-free compost with standard nutrients in and a little bit of biofungus. This is composted bark, which is really good for drainage. This is perlite. Now with seeds, I don't mix that into the compost, I use it on top of the compost. And perlite doesn't hold water. It actually acts like a duvet to the seeds. And this here is the one I do mix in my compost, and this is vermiculite. And basically it's a mineral that has been heated up and it looks rather like volcanic waste. It holds water, so it's really good when you're wanting to have a bit of water, because my compost is very free draining. And here is the mix. It looks rather like posh muesli. So that is what we have mixed up, and we then fill our trays with. Oh yes, before I start that, the tray. This is so important. This is a rubber tray. I love this because it means you can squeeze the actual cell, which eases the plug out, rather than when they're rigid you have to yank it out, and that means you can quite often get stuck and they don't come out well. So I fill the actual cells, and I make sure that the compost goes in right the way down. Now I do have a very open mix, which surprises people, but it actually works really, really well for seed sowing because it gives the little roots lots of room and lots of space. So once you've leveled it off, tap it down. Now the rest of the actual tapping down will happen when you water it, because then the whole thing will drop down. I always water in before I sow, because if you do that after, the seeds will just float off to wherever they want to go, whereas if you've got wet compost, the seeds will stick to it.